Hello there, my religious institution friends. I am coming to you today to invite you to up your presence a little bit on Facebook. I am sharing events from local churches and local houses of worship, and I can only share them when you share them. So I'd like to take you on a quick walk through a couple of Facebook items so that you can see how easy it is for you to show up. And once you show up, then I can actually make you show up a little bit more by promoting your items to my Stanford page. I'm going to switch now to turn off the camera and you will see my screen, and I'll show you what I mean. So here we are on my screen. This is just my Facebook page. Pressed home. I'm going to show you my Stanford page. Here's my Stanford page. Every week I try to put up a post like this in my Stanford area events page. You'll notice I have a handful of posts here. These are only 3 that showed up for last weekend. I'm sure a lot more of you were busy, but you're not sharing your busyness on Facebook. Now it's possible you've got an active Twitter or Instagram or Pinterest or some other place, social media campaign, and if that's really working for you, great, but there are some signals in what I've seen that might not be the case. At the very least, I would expect you to claim your page, the religious organizations here in town. And here are a couple of them that I've opened up. You'll notice here, FCC Stanford. Look at how nice, how short that address is. It says facebook.com FCC Stanford, as opposed to St. Vladimir's Cathedral Stanford 766870. You don't need the whole number, but you notice that these are qualitatively different. And why are they qualitatively different? Let's take a look at their pages. Here is First Congregation. What is First Congregation? Home, about. The page is here. It's used. Maybe it hasn't been used much, or it hasn't been used a heck of a lot recently, but the page is there, and it's owned by the church, and the church has put up its own logo, and the church's information and mission are placed in there the way that the church would want it to be, including their contact information, and the church can go in here and edit, and you can send messages to the church, and that's good. Now, we're going to take a look at St. Vladimir's, and the first thing you'll notice about St. Vladimir's is it says unofficial page. This is here because Facebook automatically makes pages for places that people visit, for churches and things like that, but what it means is there's a lot less information about it. St. Vladimir's isn't posting here. St. Vladimir's doesn't own it. The about is just public information. We don't know. You'll notice there's not even an about. This is the whole about. The other about had the purpose, had the email address, had the right place, and this is liked and it's visited. So the first thing you should be doing is, as a church, claiming your page. Claim your page from Facebook, make it official, get those silly numbers off the end of there. Maybe you just want to call it St. Vladimir's Cathedral or St. Vladimir's Stanford if you don't want that whole long thing. But even that long thing without the numbers is better. And then, what's the last time anything was here? Was March 8th. I am sure that St. Vladimir's is serving the community. I don't know if they're serving it via Zooms. I don't know if they're serving it via Instagram or Twitter. But the point is that St. Vladimir's should claim this. It's not a difficult thing to do. You can reach out to me. I'll help you for free if you want. And then you can start putting things up there. I'll show you when I get back to my post in a minute what I mean. So here you go. We have St. Vladimir's unofficial page. You don't want that to happen. FCC Stanford. It's an official page. It looks different. You can send a message to them. They have an about page that works. You can actually reach out to people along the way. I just took, about the first 2 that occurred to me. Here we go, Landmark Baptist. This is the worst of the worst. Not that there's anything wrong with the house of worship itself, but with how it markets itself. They have a Landmark Baptist. We clicked on Landmark Baptist and we got to their homepage. I tried going to their Facebook page, and when you go to their Facebook page from here, it tells you, sorry, this content isn't available right now, and I can tell you this content hasn't been available for a while. So this isn't what you want happening. It doesn't cost you anything but a little bit of effort to get your basic information on Facebook and have it working to your advantage. At least have a place that people can visit. I'm going to type in Landmark Baptist Church and see if we get anything here. There are obviously a bunch of them. Let's see if we can find Stamford, Connecticut. So we do have, and again, it's an unofficial page, and it's not the page that Landmark Baptist points itself to, and it, again, the church is there and a bunch of numbers at the end, and it's harder to reach them. So let's see if that's even the website that we were just at. Yeah, okay, so it does come through to the same place, it looks like. Does it come up through the same place? Let's take a look. Yes, it does. The pages do end up at the right place, or more or less at the same place. And what happens is, Facebook, it searches for these things. It looks for these things. It has a map of what's going on in the world, and it makes that available to the world. But again, Landmark Baptist could go here, could put it up there, and it would make a big difference. They have Wednesday evening prayer and Bible study every 7 p.m. for 4 to 11 master clubs. So here you go. You've got regular stuff going on. Since that's the case, you want to make sure that the regular stuff you have going on shows up in other places. Now let me show you something. My page. Here. You see these things? These 3 events that are inside here? They've made it really easy for me to share it. Especially here, Breath of Life online experience. I'll show you why. Because when they created an event, that happens over and over and over again. So you don't have to get on Facebook every week and create something. If you have something that happens all the time, you can get on Facebook, you can create an event, and you can create it as a recurring event. Happens every Tuesday from this time to that time, or every Saturday or every Monday. So you can take your events, you can put them on once, maybe go back, every 6 months, make sure that it's still, or if you change with the seasons, or if you have special classes going on, you can put those in as well. But the point is, it doesn't take that much to get it set up. You can probably have most of it set up in an afternoon if you have your schedule for the year, and you'll be able to put that up there. And when you put that up there, then what I do is every week I go into my Facebook page, and I look at events, and I go to discover them, which you can do too. And today what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell it where I want. Stamford, Connecticut, religion, go this week. So this is what I do every week, is I go here and I look at the things that are going on. And you'll notice St. John's Church and Breath of Life Experience, they have recurring events, so I can just post them once a week. Point is, you meet every week, you serve your parishioners every week, you have events that are going on every week, you're in Stamford. I have a Stamford page. This Stamford page has 1,500 people who follow it, 1,400 people, almost 1,500 people who like it. And I've spoken to Facebook. The algorithms sometimes send it to more, send it to other people, send it to people who like things. And I'm up here all the time, so I'm inviting you to put your information out there. If you need help setting up your event or you're claiming your page, be in touch with me. I can walk you through that in a quick phone call, I hope. And that's that. It's just, my way to serve the community and make sure that your word gets out and that we can all talk to each other and that our faithful are taken care of and that those who are interested also have a place available, have a place in front of them. So, again, what did I say? Official, unofficial page, that's the thing you want to work out. Here, this is an unofficial page, and even though when we found the right one was an unofficial page, most likely unofficial, and we proved that we showed that was. Let's pick another one. Here, you can take a look. This one I'm guessing is an official page. They kept it short. Once you claim it and you make it yours, you can actually tell Facebook what you want this short text to be. You can't do that when it's unofficial. We'll go back and look at one more. Again, here, whether you use it much or not, at least have an official page and have the About section have a little bit about your church. Hold on, let's see, it's coming up. Have a little bit of what your mission is and how to reach you. It's really simple. And make sure that your phone number is right and that your email is right if you get email. Or that if you have a message that's right. There are also things you can do to reach out to people. What I'm trying to reach here right now is the people who haven't really started to use this. missing for some reason, we're going to look for Zion Lutheran Church of Stamford. Let's see if there's an unofficial page that Facebook has for us somewhere. Probably the same thing that happened before. It's possible that this is it. I don't know. Let's take a look about. And sometimes it's just a matter of, this is 906, it's somewhere else. I don't even know where. Zion Hancock, so that's not Stamford. So it's obviously a name that's been used more than once, but you want your assets pointing to your house of worship. And if you've corrected something and it doesn't show up here, that's fine too. And you'll notice the other thing is that I don't have much information on your church here. I've pulled public information. I have no problem if you want to give me a write-up or a little bit about your church and you want it to come into, you want it included in my listing here. Happy to do that. You just need to get it to me and I will include it here. Yeah, if you want to add a picture, I'll see what I can do about getting a picture of your person in here. This is a simple page that I have here as a public service to the community. If you just give me text and background and contact information and make sure that that's correct, I am happy to take care of you and add it to this page, which I'm just going to take you on a quick tour through my page. This is my Stamford area page. This Stamford area page is also attached to, at the top of it, this Hello Neighbor. We've got a resource page. So I have my houses of worship showing up on my Stamford resource page. These show up also on our homepage, which I update a couple of times a day with basic news. But here's our Stamford page. I give, Corona updates, some reopening updates. I'm going to be doing more as things open up again. I'm here. Use me. Share with me. And if you need help getting your sharing in order, especially as people are coming back or as you want to reach out to people and are not sure how, or if you have needs technically, in terms of how to run a Zoom meeting or what other things are available, feel free to give me a call. I'll be happy to point you in the right direction. That's all I have to say. Thank you for listening, and I hope this made a difference for you. Bye.